They don't know who they are. They lose their anchor. And the danger is the more control they lose, the more extreme their behavior becomes. They might play the victim to trigger your sympathy. They might lash out with rage, insults, lies, or elaborate scenes to pull you back in. But none of it comes from love. It all comes from their inability to cope with losing the power you once handed them. To a normal person, power means the ability to influence outcomes. To a narcissist, power means the ability to influence perception. They don't care what the truth is. They just need people to believe their version of the story. And you, the one who was manipulated, are the living proof of the world they tried to construct. When you walk away without a word, without argument, without needing to explain, you rob them of the ability to keep rewriting the story of who you are. Narcissists are master storytellers. They revise the past, distort the present, assign roles to others. They say, "You made me crazy," or "She's always negative," or "I did everything and she never appreciated it." But those lines only work if you still respond. If you're still trying to set the record straight, still hurting from being misunderstood, still arguing for the truth, then you're unconsciously affirming their role as narrator of the story. But when you go silent, when you no longer defend or explain, their narrative collapses under the weight of your silence. The super empath learns this lesson last, after many arguments, efforts, and heartbreaks. But once they understand, they stop playing by the old rules. They no longer fight to be understood. They realize that true freedom doesn't come from being vindicated, but from no longer needing validation from someone who never knew how to love in the first place. And that's when the narcissist's power disappears, as if it was never real to begin with. The calmer you are, the less they can hold on. The quieter you become, the harder it is for them to stage a performance. The less you react, the less they can rely on you to define themselves. And the most powerful part of all, you don't need revenge. You simply need to live in your light and let their darkness reveal itself in the space you left behind. Narcissists don't fall apart because you leave. They fall apart because you no longer need them to affect you. And the greatest truth you can give them isn't hatred or confrontation. It's your absolute, empowered, untouchable absence. Imagine an addict being cut off from their usual drug. They can't think straight, can't sit still, and even a moment of silence becomes a source of panic. That's exactly what happens to a narcissist when they lose the one thing they're most addicted to.